Those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. This is Success with Srini.
Welcome back to Success with Srini. Happy Saturday morning to you. Today on the podcast, I'm answering a question. I take that back. I'm re-answering a question that came into my radio show this past Tuesday. So I was doing the radio show and Vanessa calls in with her question. So let's play that question, and I want you to listen to the answer I gave on air. And then I promised Vanessa that I'm going to get back to her with a better answer, which I could not find actually. I thought I had a recording. I did a podcast sometime a while ago, but I couldn't find it. So here I am recording today's podcast, trying to answer that question. So first, let's go to the question. Let's listen to the live call-in. Thanks for calling in. Your name and where are you calling from and how can I help you?
I'm Vanessa. And
Hi, Vanessa.
I'm in a relationship. I got engaged. And the guy is kind of like from India and I'm from here. So there's a cultural difference. How do you merge the cultural gap?
Vanessa, thank you. Appreciate the question. Congratulations. Well, listen, quickly I'll tell you this, and I can take this question offline also and kind of give you an elaborate answer. I think I have a podcast I recorded on this already. I'll see if I can find the link and send it to you. But awesome question. You're asking the question because you are seeing some challenges in the dynamic, or you are speculating that something could go wrong?
No, I'm seeing challenges, like my values of like working out and being fit is not the same as his. So.
Okay.
And
have you gone to any premarital counseling?
No.
Okay, I would highly suggest you do.
He's not here yet. He's coming here.
Okay, I would suggest that you do that regardless. If that can be done. There are specialists who do this, and you know that. Are you aware of that?
Oh no, I'm not.
Okay, so there is before when we have intercultural marriages, there is we suggest that there are some agreements that have to happen, and a counseling helps the process. There has to be agreements around money, around in-laws, around so many different things, around children and all that, and specifically recommended when you're having an intercultural marriage, and specifically people who are born and brought up in different dynamics. So I suggest you do that. But just you know that when you marry someone, you're also invisibly marrying to multiple other people who are invisible. So it's important that you go through that counseling. And I will find the recording. If you text me, then I can find the recording and give you a little bit more insights into this.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. So thank you. Appreciate the call. Okay. 888-818-0404 is the number in the studio. Okay, welcome back. So this is a very difficult question to answer on a live radio show because there could be many angles, there could be more questions, and it could take away my small little time I have on the show, which is precisely 25 minutes. So let's get into this. When two people get married, there are three things that come into play. A marriage is about boundaries. A marriage is about expectations. And it's also about rules. So there could be some more elements, but then those are the three most dominant things. You have boundaries, you have expectations, you have rules. And what I was suggesting to Vanessa was that go into a premarital counseling. And in this specific situation, you have somebody who is coming in from a different country. So two individuals from two different countries. I suggest, and many other experts do also suggest, premarital counseling is important for interfaith marriages. But then in this specific case, you have two individuals raised in two different countries, even though they may have the same faith, which I do not know. But then there is a value mismatch. The way, if I'm raised in a different country, I inculcate different values, even though I may have the same education, the same faith, but different values. So somebody who comes into a new country, there has to be some learning that has to happen. So as a part of the premarital counseling, good counseling involves discussing family, friends, money, career, parenting, all of that. So who is going to move to which place, who is going to have a full-time career, who is going to have a part-time career, how the money, should you have separate bank accounts, should you have a single bank account? Usually what we see I see somebody, between two people who come together, one has bad financial acumen, really bad, like they have debt, they have all that. And then the other is very careful about money. And there lies the mismatch right there. And sometimes I see one really deep into external family, like literally in a whole different dynamic. And the other is not. So when two people come together, they're opposite. So it's very rarely you see two people coming together who are completely in sync with everything. It's hard. And that's why we call it a marriage. It's hard. And marriage is something that you have to work on every day. It's not like you are set to begin with. So there is work. And sometimes even though you see that two people are in absolute sync, they're still working on things that are invisible. They're very good in hiding. They're very good in masking. But there are things that they are working on behind the scenes that are invisible. So there is work that needs to happen. But then a good counseling, a premarital counseling, addresses these things. Specifically what it does is, the end goal from a premarital counseling is to have agreements in place around the boundaries, rules, and expectations. So an agreement is important, and that protects the boundaries, expectation, and rules. Now, I'll also extend this a bit more, and I'll say that try to get some, as you start looking into, your partner's values, you start to understand. And Vanessa said that, he's not here yet. And that was a point she made. So once he comes over, you're going to start looking into things that you think that are missing or that needs to be bridged or needs to be kind of addressed. Whatever they are, you also need to look into something called an integration coaching, like somebody who can be quickly integrated into the happenings of this part of the world, or whichever part you both decide to eventually stay. So that thing has to be addressed also, which can be discussed in the premarital counseling also. Those are some of the things I wanted to talk, and I just clearly see it takes about 5 minutes to talk about this, and if I would spend 5 minutes on my radio show, then there are other things that I cannot cover. So this podcast allows me to speak my mind. Okay, so that's all for now. Hopefully this is helpful. If it is, then you know somebody who is getting married, or you know someone who is in a long distance relationship, then please do send them this recording, or please share some of your learnings from this podcast with them. If you're watching this on YouTube, there should be a place for you to like and comment. And you're listening to this on the podcast app of your choice, then there should be a place also for you to write a review, make a comment. And that's all for now. This is short, this is sweet, and you stay tuned. I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye now.